Yeah, my name's not, I've put these in the wrong bowl. Yeah, my name's not Daisy. On the mistake actually, so many people have come, oh, you can see Daisy. I'm like, that's not my name. None of my children are called Daisy either. Basically, long story short, my nickname when I was a kid was Moo, or Mooch, or Moocher, and obviously Cow's Moo. So, it was going to be like Moo's Bakes or whatever, and then I was sat actually, funny enough, with one of my mum's clients at the time. She's a hairdresser, and we were like, oh, what do we call it? And so, like Cow's, Moo, the most common name for a cow is Daisy, and then it ended up as Cakesadaisy. I wouldn't say I've ever really made anything complicated because I'm not a complicated person or do a lot of, like, you know, you see all these like cake shows and they do all these like mad cakes. Like, I haven't done anything like that. But probably like combination wise, we do some mad stuff with brownies. The weirdest one to date was probably the Marmite peanut butter ones, or we did bacon brownies, and the next one I want to do is cheese and bacon brownie. So that's a bit of me. I love sweet and savoury, so that's probably the strangest I've gone with combinations. Or I used to make, before I did buttercream cakes, I did iced cakes, and I used to do these minions, and they were like 3D minion cakes, and they were huge. They were like this big, yellow icing, all different ones. It's like Stuart is one of them called. I always want to go for something that people aren't going to eat, so I don't know, so I don't get eaten. That's what I think about it. But if of my favourite cake, or a flavour combination that I really like, is lemon and raspberry. So lemon sponge, raspberry jam, vanilla buttercream. Greatest risk I've ever taken is opening the shop. So I was 21, I was 6 months pregnant, and I rented where I lived at the time. So I had to move into a house. It was a 1-bedroom flat, so I had to move into a house. So that was taking on a house at that age and opening a business, and then learning how to take on staff and learning how to run a business, period. So that was the greatest risk, then making it work. But I think also that's what's made it work, because I've got no choice. Straight away I'm going to say no, but if I was to meet the right person, I'd have another baby. I'd have a whole football team, to be fair, actually. Providing that I get a stay-at-home husband who wants to look after all the children. And I can work. Yeah. So, bring on the babies. Oh, biscuit biscuits, because they're my favourite. Plain and boring, to be fair, but they're such a good Dunkin' biscuit and they taste so good with everything. Yeah, I'd be a big soft biscuit. Cookies. Because we've only recently started to make cookies that much, but I think that's because of just more time and wanting to be a little bit more inquisitive in the stuff that we make. But oh yeah, I could eat cookies all day long. Yeah, cookies is my answer. I really like Amsterdam. That's a nice place. And probably Australia. I've never been there to know what it's like, but I like the thought of Australia. So Australia or Amsterdam is my answer. We started on Facebook, and that grew quite quickly. We did like competitions, local events, just got our name out there, you know, passed out leaflets, word of mouth, got talking to, you know, people, supermarkets, anywhere that you could speak to people. I was just spreading the word, and then went onto Instagram, and it kind of just grew. And we got to 10,000 followers on Instagram last year, and they were on 18.4. So like in a year, just under a year, we've got nearly 8,500 followers, which is mad. But it seems that lockdown has grown it quite a lot. I'm assuming more people are at home, we're sharing more stuff. People have become more aware of us because of the postals, so people are ordering things further afield, they're sharing on their social medias. Naturally, people see followers, want to order. I've never really pushed it. I've just been quite up on it. Like, I'm always posting on social media, and I think content, I said content then, content is massive. And I'd like to think that most of our content is the same, and there's a bit of a flow on our social medias. And then people, like, the more that I've put myself across, the more that I've been more personal with things, the more times I put my face on our social media more, people tend to feel a little bit more that they relate to me. And it's grown a lot more since it became a bit more personal. So it's almost like they know the person behind it, so they want to get more involved. Oh my God, it's completely changed it. So before lockdown, we were open 5 days a week, Tuesday to Saturday, like, you know, 9 till 4 for the most part of the week. Saturdays were like 9 till 3. We had people eating in. We did waffles, pancakes, afternoon tea, sandwiches, milkshakes, coffee, and then I had to work from home, and then that was very stressful, but also I'm very grateful that we were able to work from home and have that ability. When we've come back, we've lost staff. Our staffing structure has changed, which is not a problem, but we've just had to adapt to it. So we've only been able to open 1 day a week, with the fact that I haven't got a massive amount of childcare either. So obviously school's closed, childminder's closed, and then Maisie went back to school, but then we entered into the 6 weeks holiday, so I rely massively on my mum to have the girls. So yeah, without childcare, fixed childcare, and a few less staff, we had to go there 1 day a week, but it's working really well. No, it's not. Because I never overcomplicate things. I'm quite simple, so I've got all my basic recipes, all the bases of everything, and then to make something more, or to make something different, or seem more complicated, I'll just put multiple things together. So like the Biscoff stack, I'm gonna be like, whoa. Well, actually, it's just 3 layers of brownies, bit of ganache, bit of Biscoff, biscuits, caramel, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It just looks cool. I probably shouldn't downplay it that much, should I? It's so difficult. No, I enjoy this job, and I am a sucker for making things as simple as possible. Like, if it's got to be hard work, I'm not gonna enjoy it. If I've got to really think about things, then I have to spend a lot of other time thinking really hard about other things. So this is my peace time, and this is when I put my love and passion into why I started. So I make crazy stuff. You don't have that person to split time with, so if the kids aren't with me, they're going to have to be with someone else so I can work. And obviously working for yourself, naturally you work more, and I'm quite a driven person. I'm passionate about the shop, so I work a lot, and I don't just work at work, I work at home as well. And sometimes I feel a massive amount of guilt. I mean, I'm better at it now, because at the end of the day, what I do is for the children, essentially. You know, it's building an empire for them to live off when they're older, or for me to provide for them as best as possible now. So I shouldn't really feel guilty. But you do have those pangs of guilt, because when you're away from them, you think, oh, I should be with them. And they're really young as well still, so yeah, so that can be hard. And just general life at home, so you've got to do everything: cooking, cleaning, washing, sorting out, getting to childcare, getting to work, having to work all day, and then you get home and have to do the same thing all over again. And bedtime, and making sure that they're eating the right foods and getting them to sleep, and are you reading them a book, and yeah, so all those, yeah, gets a lot. If I could, I'd probably make it simpler, but then someone would go, well, how do you make it simpler? And actually, I don't know the answer. So that's been actually a struggle of mine since I became a single parent, since I had Mila, getting my head around just enjoying what is happening, because at the end of the day, I don't think anyone's got a non-stressful life. So learning to enjoy it, changing things. I mean, oh God, we can all wish and say what if, but would I really change it? Probably not. I think we came back to work on the 16th of June. We shut on the 21st of March, day before Mother's Day. I am going to swear, it was shit. Because we'd got like 1 day's notice, and we had an absolute shed ton of afternoon teas booked in, and we had to sort those out in a space of a few hours, and then change it all for it to be taken away the next day. So contacting like 40 odd customers to all come the next day, and then making and boxing 40 people's worth of afternoon teas up was very stressful, as well as trying to get my head around the fact that I've just got to shut my shop, and I've got no explanation really. I understand coronavirus, but like, you know, just shut, that's it, bam, gone. okay, and it was like having to adapt to that. So that was crap. But yeah, we reopened in June and now we're here. I lost my head a little bit, gained some weight, pulled myself together, sorted myself out, got back into exercise routine, got a good meal plan going, and then threw myself into working at home as well. So that was starting with a postal, so that was a new thing, that was a massive learning curve. Learning how to use the systems, figuring out which company to use for the best courier. So we worked with APC, and naturally we've had a few issues, but overall they've been an absolutely fantastic company to work with, very minimal issues. And yeah, so that was picking, packing, making boxes, or bagging them, labelling them, hand individually inputting the label information was mad, because I didn't realise you could get CSV files off the Wix website that we've got, and then when we found that we could actually export a CSV file, that was like godsend. So I was typing out 300 parcel labels every night till 2 AM, so I was like this most night, high on caffeine. When we sorted that out, that was really good, and then we've obviously kept the postals going through when we opened, but we do a little bit less now. Obviously demand's gone down, and we haven't got to make as many, but we're still doing regular postals.
Alright.
Okay, where's the Hera badge?
How did you get all the fit jeans?
From Hera.
Oh, that was so bad.
It's so cheesy.
Big cheese.